crazy is he's never taken this long ever to go to the bathroom. We didn't clean up any of this yesterday.
Well, there's some morning chat for you. Good morning. You're live on the Viper stream. I'm gonna go ahead and get some with some more, Delta Force solos here. Check that out. Later on, we'll have some operators on. We'll get some action with some Delta Force full group action going on there. We're also did some War Thunder earlier this morning. If you want to catch the replay, that's on YouTube when it gets uploaded. Should be pretty quick clearance though, because we use copyright free music. So with that said, don't forget to stop by on Tic Toc and say hello. Let you guys know on Tic Toc that I'm going live too, so we can see about this Delta solo that I've been hearing about, and drop in on Zero Damn Easy and give it a go.
Which is really important in grappling. Pushing is not important in grappling until hold. And then your core, which is everything.
I think I might have like 36. I don't know.
You have to pull things that people like. So, I'm
Knocked and locked.
I'll mix it up and
Any technical difficulties?
give her a go. Normally don't use her. Hack Claw is not my thing. I'm normally all about Luna, but I'm hearing Hack Claws to go away in solos, so, and they upgraded her this season too as far as her abilities go, so she's a little more aggressive.
We're landing. Let's review the objectives. Keep them in mind. Complete the mission for rewards. Find high-value items and extract.
Let's give this Delta solos a go. Hey, Bill, how are you doing today? Hey, Bill, how are you doing today? Welcome to the Viper stream. Say hi in chat there. Love to talk to you. Then you go from viewer to chatter. That's an upgrade. What's up, Clark? Let's go. Time to get some.
Keep the following in mind. Shoot, loot, and time to scoop.
Popping off already. I hear Saeed up there wanting some bullets. I like his saw too. It's one of my favorites. Get some cover and put ears out. Oh, I did forget.
How many eggs you want? 3?
shit. Just like crouching down like that while like he asked it. Drop.
How many eggs do you want? 3?
Yeah. I can't. Last time I checked, I could be
3 just fit in that can perfectly.
Do a little shoot and shoot. Yeah, this is solos, Clark. Just checking it out. They actually have a solo version this season. So if you uncheck squad fill and queue into Zero Damn Solo, you'll enter with other solos. Sounds like it's pretty savage. They definitely suggest using like Hat Claw or something like that to get away with this one. I'm just checking it out for the first time. Normally I roll with the squad, but heck, let's get some solo. They're still sleeping anyway, so I normally do easy damn solo. So it's oh, here we go. Something going down.
Tracking.
No, not the bot. I can use her ability, but I haven't used it too much yet, so I'm curious to. Here, if you watch the direction of the flash, you can figure out where your enemy's at, all kinds of stuff.
You hear me? Great. Eliminate the high-value target and get your reward.
I heard something. Come on, let's fight.
Play video games because they're recommendation. I don't play a lot of video games.
Use some evidence for the raptor. Right by the way.
Excellent, operator. You completed the mission.
What's that? Yeah, definitely. Thanks. A lot of activity, so we're just gonna hide here for a second.
Tracking enemy.
Why not take a peek? 0-7 singles. I mean a solo.
Surrender or die.
That was a knife. Ooh. I don't think I've hit a knife yet. That sounds sus.
Okay. We're leaving at noon.
Where do you guys have to go?
We're gonna go to a motel.
That's definitely on the side. Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing, but
Tracking.
Ooh, that was close. Dude, the pain in the butt. A little nerve-wracking solo too, I'll tell you that. Hate to leave the saw behind, but shit. Nobody to take it.
Wow. There are a lot of mistakes. Wow. That's got a huge chunk of pepper. Bro. What is it?
Let's check those discs with her. That's here, that's where it hides.
I got my food.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, for a little better loot from admin, jeez. Oh, okay, that's a little better upgrade. Not yet.
Come out and face the music.
I'm not gonna remember that, like, ever. I have to watch that, like, until I actually remember that people were. I'm not interested in the building. Also, I've also have heard from a lot of people that Walmart is really easy to graduate. Yep, stuff that you put in water and then there's like
It's just regular salt. Salt is salt.
there's the salt.
That's it.
Time for the scoop part.
It's like the sea.
Not the best loot part, though.
It will taste like the ocean.
I was hoping for a little more out of Delta Souls. Ah,
Oh
well.
No, all the salt. Or that.
There's that small cup full of ramen cup.
No, I don't like it salt.
Drink the salt. So much cheese.
There we go.
I made a bit.
There's like, I don't have carbs, so sometimes when I have carbs, it's like I feel like I'm drugged. Like I was so tired last night. If there was some kind of emergency last night, I would have struggled.
That's exactly what Mr. Marshall was talking about. When you cut the carbs out, you become a zombie, and you have to eat the food that you've been eating. You diet funny, and you can't not diet how you know how you.
I don't know what you're saying at all.
I don't,
Does it make sense or not?
sounds like a liberal argument.
I don't know, but just
That being,
Eat consistently is what he said. He didn't say don't eat carbs. He said I don't like it when people do not that diets. I think it's stupid.
That's a wrap.
who said no that diet?
You have to
Pretty much search all admin at this point and about out of space.
It's not that I'm anti-bread, it's that this country doesn't have good bread. It makes me feel...
I think that's time for a wrap, gentlemen. Flip the switch to see if we get some friends showing up.
Good egg? Hot egg.
Yeah.
Be cautious. The elevator in Zero Dam is activated. You can extract from there now.
You have lime?
I need to go to the store. Had key limes forever.
We need lime in our lime and sea salt. Have you ever heard of that? So we put like Himalayan salt or sea salt in water with lime.
Or you just
And it's like electrolyte.
One time.
Yeah, it is.
Should've warmed up in the firing range.
And the weird part of this is
I do lemons, but we have this lemon and lime, so that's how I do it. But
well, the weird part of this is me doing other research. discovering
Tracking enemy.
internet found out that I had to go to other people. We discovered the same thing.
you're gonna burn it. Good job, you have curl 50. I like curl 20. A clean rep.
Bird ETA is 1 minute.
A clean rep. Oh, Jason. Oh, Daisy. Hi, Daisy.
Leslie is.
Bird is 30 seconds out.
Daisy and Claire inside.
Also, that was
10 seconds left. Be ready to go.
Okay, Missy's still outside. Maybe we don't know.
The X is basket. Welcome back.
GG. Well, that was a nice little morning pull for you. Not too much trouble.
Good girl. Good girl. You call in.
Got take a quick break while I sort my inventory. Welcome to hang out and watch, but yeah.
Organized. Who needs the sun when you have 100 watts of unfiltered artificial lighting? Take a look.
while to kill myself.
But I have to get my gains.
He's running back. Hey viewer, thanks for joining. Say hi in chat there. Ooh, this chair. Gonna have to replace that. And tomorrow we'll have the Sunday reveal. I haven't collected my stash all week from everything I've earned throughout the week, as well as my auctioning. So I'm curious to see how much we earned for 1 week rather than collecting it throughout the week. We're doing that on Sunday Fun Day stream
Nice
from
choice.
6 to 10. Probably do that towards the beginning of the stream, and maybe we'll throw a clip out there for you guys on Tic Toc and YouTube that are watching. We'll get back in some Delta here. Tomorrow on the Sunday Fun Day stream, 6 to 10, we'll have a reveal on the earnings for the week too. Been letting that sit all week long. Here's to see how we did.
We're landing. Let's review the objectives. Keep them in mind. Complete the mission for rewards. Find
Get some Delta.
high-value items and
Delta
extract.
solos. That'll help too. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the views out there. Subscribers are the best. Helping me build the dream. More dive content in the future. Everything we do here is towards building more wreck dive content. I want to record some history down there in our Great Lakes around Michigan, Superior, Huron. Out further, if you guys will help me get there. I just appreciate everybody joining the stream and watching today. That's a lot of ideas for the stream, so your support is going to get us in a lot of places. Let's get some cover here and decide what we're doing. We are on some solo.
High risk, high rewards.
Do that. That'll get us to the nearest spawn too, so we can find out if we're gonna get not so friendlies nearby.
Move there.
No, definitely two from right here. Get him on the way out.
Tracking. Enemy located.
Until we get some cooldowns back before we try that again. Troll didn't find us.
Don't let him face the music. Found them!
Damn. Went too aggressive with the flash. I should have said the second one. I pinned him in the corner. That was terrible. Just terrible.
$380, so I got like 50 likes overnight. That's insane.
Nice. The guy's like, woohoo, I got hooked up. I love donating gear. I played it all wrong though. Oh well. Not today. Not today. I gotta wait for that till tomorrow. It's very tempting. I've almost messed up all week long, to be honest. Who we got on? Gustav. Looks like he's playing some multiplayer though. Did I have a chest raid? I don't think so.
He's a savage.
All right, we'll do one more Delta solo here, and then we'll get a little break on.
I'm glad you don't have chickens right now, because Missy would have joined in. It's just that. Yes, we need our games. We need games. We need our games.
Time to own some noobs.
Give her another go. See if I can get used to her. I don't know. I might just go back to Luna after this though. I can see the advantage in solo, but I missed my arrow there and shock arrow. I'm pretty good with those. The grenade when he was in that corner would have been handy. I don't know. Definitely see it. Apparently, if you throw a knife into a dead body too, it'll tell you where the rest of the team is, but that wouldn't matter much in
We're
solo, I
landing.
guess.
Let's review the objectives. Keep them in mind. Complete the mission for rewards. Find high-value items and extract.
Alright, we're on fire. Time for some murder mode.
Keep the following in mind. Shoot, loot, then tag the scoop.
That's where our friend came from last time.
I'm doing.
Then you only work out one day. Trying to burn up calories each day.
I don't.
This is what I've discovered in self-defense. The bench, you move your triceps, you go biceps with your back, and then you have a full day for legs on its own. And you can put, and if you don't add a full day for abs, then you have a full day for abs. You're gonna add a full day for traction. You'll floor cams, you do that.
First come, first served.
Every 3 days, full body. It's not gonna recover in time. It's full body like.
A lot of people do that, but you're stacking up.
Howdy, Viper. How you doing?
Hey, what's happening there, bud?
No one's even.
You startled me.
Not much. Yeah, sorry. I
you're
tried to
good.
wait for the talk in the background to die down a bit so I didn't interrupt anything.
Doing the Delta solos right now.
Ah.
Yeah, they just put this mode in this season, in fact.
Hmm.
Alright, that's what I was wondering. Got some activity admin. I don't hear Saeed this round. What's up with you?
I'm just excited for War Thunder update.
What are they doing this time?
Well, in total, they're adding the entire Lautaro class battleships for Italy.
So Italy's getting a huge bump, huh?
Yes, we already have one, the Roma, which would be the latest variation of the battleships. But that Lautaro class was part of one of the largest naval attack forces in the entire Mediterranean.
That was odd.
Yeah, which doesn't seem like it's like, oh, large force and stuff like that. Like usually when you think of a large naval force, it's like one battleship, a few cruisers, a few destroyers, and that's it type of deal. This was all 3 battleships
Coding the signal.
that they had, 8 cruisers and 8 destroyers. And their goal was to intercept the entire American and British Mediterranean fleet.
How'd that work out?
It was Italy capitulated one day before the engagement happened.
This would have been a pretty epic engagement, huh?
It would have been an epic engagement. As bad as it sounds, I wish it
So
happened
basically
just to
those
know how it
planes
will
never
turn out.
actually saw combat because of that?
That's the thing. On their way back, they were promised escort from Allied forces. A German bomber flew overhead, and since they couldn't identify the bomber from how far away it was, they didn't know if it was German or Allied.
didn't
They assumed it was
scramble.
their Allied escort. It dropped a guided bomb on one of the battleships. It took about 3 attempts. It took like multiple bombs and 2 passes to fully take out the battleship. And what happened was a bomb went through and exploded in a fuel stowage, which cooked off an ammo and flew one of the turrets 100 meters into the air, where it fell down to the ocean.
And then
That's
your
it for that one.
upper body is just like super
What's
big.
crazy, think about the turrets.
What up, Bouncy? How
Okay.
you doing this morning?
Your upper body just super big, and then your lower
You know,
body.
think about the turrets. It is 3-barreled turret. Each barrel is 381 millimeter
Nice.
size.
I got movement. That's a, alright, we're good.
Just like, God, it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, that's a lot of change right there. Especially since you're so hard on Italy that it'll give you a ton of stuff to work with too.
Oh yeah. I'm going to convince some of my friends to go ahead and try to recreate what the battle would have been. Because we have all the boats for it.
Wait, what was the sides on that again?
On the gun, it was a triple barrel turret.
No, I mean who was fighting the battle? It would have been Italy and.
Oh, it was Italy versus America and Britain.
Okay. I got
America and Britain
line
had an
working.
aircraft carrier. They had a couple aircraft carriers, so we'll have some air force. But the Roma was specifically designed for anti-air capability. It was a later model.
Might have to get down on this.
So one of the battleships was made specifically for anti-air capability because it was usually parked at port and near cities to help prevent air attacks.
Finding Delta Solo's pretty quiet though. I ran across one operator last round. Got in a nice little mix up with him, but he won that one.
That and in aviation, I think Italy's going to be getting like a 7L, maybe a 6.7, 7.3 jet. It's a trainer jet design is what it is, similar to the Strike Master in Italy. Not from technically from UK or Great Britain. Real life, it was made by New Zealand. We don't talk about the logistics, it gets complicated.
Back, hold on. I'm getting some. Player.
That in Italy's getting some type of wheeled vehicle, some type
Damn
of
it.
armored car vehicle, I think, the 40 mil autocannon.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's gonna be like an 8.3, 8.7, possibly.
Well, I'm 0 for 0 on players right now, jeez. Maybe I should go over to multiplayer and get some warm up on.
You want to get sneaky, that's the way to do it.
Try to jump right into it though, and I didn't do any warm up.
Ah,
Yeah, that'll get you. My shots were wide.
I just feel bad. I played some realistic air earlier today in War Thunder.
You
I
on
had
Twitch?
good matches. One of my matches got like 4 or 5 kills, and then after that, I had like 5 matches in a row. I just died instantly without even hitting anyone.
Dang. I got some War Thunder on this morning with Freddy. That was fun. Are you on Twitch?
Heck yeah. Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it occasionally.
Let's go. If you wouldn't mind, I could use another viewer right now for getting some stuff taken care of this month.
Sure thing.
Plus, then you can watch me get my ass handed to me. I'm just going recruit token.
Oops, wrong button. Where's my Twitch?
Oh,
I'm gonna say I subbed to you on YouTube.
No,
I just need to find out what the hell what Twitch is.
Always.
You used to have a better ozone, but
Let's see here. It's 51.
What is your? It's
our ozone has gotten worse,
A little bit of that.
sadly.
I don't believe in that science. I think that we had huge trees back in the day.
I want to swap that for some meds though. That could be rowdy. They give me one.
there you go, man.
Thanks, bud.
No worries.
Hopefully there's supposed to be a firmament over there.
Yep, there it came through. Bam. Thank you for the follow.
Yep. But I've been meaning to follow you on Twitch for a while. I just kept forgetting to do it.
I got to launch Kick too. I was trying to get Tic Toc launched first, but then I realized you have to have 1,000 followers on there, and I have a new account, so that's going to take a little time.
How many followers do I have on TikTok? Let me check something, because I'm curious.
If you got a little weight, feel free to throw it against some of those videos with some reshares. There's plenty in there.
No, I only got 378. I do have a very high produced video that's 14.5K views.
Dang. One of the best ones I got is, I call it the Cannon video. That one got up there pretty well.
Hell yeah.
That was it's a modified upper for or AR-15 that you
Yep,
use a blank.
I know what you're talking about.
You've seen it before. And then I had a guy with a shotgun.
A
that
buddy
sat
of
there
mine
and
got
waited till I
one.
Popped it up and bam! It was such a sick video. Oh, that was a fun time though. I got to get back.
But
to
my buddy and I, we are a lot dumber than that. I'll say that right now. Fun fact: our firework artillery shells fit inside those.
Oh no! You shouldn't have told me this.
Don't do it though.
Okay, I'll take the follow advice.
Because keep in mind, those artillery shells, they're 2 set bursts. They have 1 burst to get them out of the tube usually. Which means you fire them out, that burst, Lord knows where it's aiming at this point when it goes off. Because now you have 2 explosions. You have 1 explosion that'll go off, and in about 5 seconds later you have a second explosion that'll go off. So it gets very
Very hairy, yeah.
interesting. Let's see. Well, I've been able to close some pretty neat missile evasions recently.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what it takes to do that yet.
I have a maneuver limits control because I'm flying a MiG-29, and saw some missiles coming, and I turned off my AOA,
Leave the
which is
technical problems
essentially
to
your
me.
air maneuver limits. If it's on, then it limits your plane to how much it can maneuver to make sure it doesn't overcompress itself. It doesn't flat spin as easily.
Oh, really?
It's just nicer to
I might
handle.
want to
Yeah.
actually bind that
When you
so I
kick
can
it
turn
off,
on and off
though,
then, because that's one thing I have
yeah.
trouble in realistic.
Because that's only for certain jets, though. When you turn it off, though, it means that you can go full maneuver limits, and that's how you end up doing things like Cobras, flat spin things, certain maneuvers like how you see in Top Gun.
Mm-hmm.
Turning off AOA is how you'd be able to pull those maneuvers.
We're landing. Let's review
So
the
when I turned them
objectives.
off, I went ahead, turned it off, saw a missile on my right from like 2 kilometers out, and yanked as hard as I could towards it, hoping I could short it out and fall far. Pulled real close. I look up and see this thing fly by my cockpit.
Straight Top Gun moment.
Yeah, like
Did
it
it
was
flip you
literally,
off,
I
too?
see the missile fly by my cockpit. I could almost
It
read
did
its
flip you
serial
off, the
numbers
missile.
for Pete's sakes. And I just go ahead and go, well, it didn't go off. And I keep going at it. I launched a missile at the guy, and I managed to kill him.
Nice.
It was probably the most badass moment I think I managed to actually pull.
You hear Top Gun music in the background. You went full Maverick.
Have you ever heard of the band 2 Steps from Hell?
Keep the following in mind.
No.
Shoot, loot, and
They make a lot of music for video game trailers, movie fight scenes, stuff like that.
Okay.
They do a lot of things like they actually made some of the songs for like Lord of the Rings for certain fight battles in Lord of the Rings. They made some of the songs for those. They're a full orchestral group, and their music is Creative Commons, if I remember correctly. So essentially, if you have something that they still like it if you give credit, they still want you to give credit and everything, obviously. But it's more of a hey, you can use these things and not get in too much trouble with YouTube or Twitch.
Gotcha. That's nice. That can be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know.
Don't worry, I get what you mean, because I've always looked for music that could possibly pop in the background whenever I'm streaming or something like that. And it's like, well, I can't use these bands, or these
copyright-free
bands.
music, and that's what I do most of the time, is just copyright free.
Yeah.
Then I don't have to deal with it.
I'm pretty sure. One sec.
Because, yeah, I stream to YouTube. If I put anything there that's copyrighted, I get a warning, and then they won't let it launch until I remove the copyright content. And then finally they let me play it after I've done that. So I just like, okay, copyright free, that'll scrub within 20-30 minutes. Like my video from this morning will probably be up as long as it's not my 4-hour stream. That normally takes a day, because it scanned the whole thing for copyright right off the break.
Oh wait, no, never mind. It was 2 Steps from Hell became heavily copyrighted after a while because people kept trying to use it in certain things. And so they had screw it, we're filling out the licensings because they did it for movies primarily is what they started off as. So there's certain songs that they had that were a bit more lenient for copyright reasonings, but there was a lot of them that were a lot more strict. So they aren't fully copyright free, but there were a few songs in there that they didn't mind.
Gotcha.
But since they sold a lot of their songs to like big shows, like big things like Lord of the Rings, they sold some of their songs to those people. They licensed them out to them. That's expensive. That's a lot of money.
Right.
The group has since disbanded, but
Sometimes funny stuff you can jump on in this game, some stuff you can't. Never tried Delta, have you?
I've tried it a few times. I've played it with you guys a couple times. I'm just not a huge fan of it.
You like the flying, I get it.
Yeah. I like planes and tanks. I like my knowledge on stuff that I'm really good with. It's easier to understand machines.
No side this run. Did that update just come out, or is it coming out soon then that you're talking about there? Oop.
It's coming out soon. We have a new battle pass in War Thunder right now that's giving out the RE 2005 ZDP or something like that.
I just started playing that.
VDP. It's a variation of a pretty series of an aircraft. It's pretty decent, as pretty good maneuverability. Actually has an extra second of turn time with slightly worse speeds in comparison to the standard tech tree variation. That's its biggest difference.
Get a lot of Delta solos. Apparently they're afraid of admin, because I just go. This is the second round where this has been this place to lose.
Decoding enemy signals.
Damn it. Too many missiles. Couldn't evade them all.
Flying jets right now.
Yeah. I'm like, let me check. I'm 1K away from having the second to last vehicle in all of Italy for air. So.
Nice. Let's see. Oop.
I'm just pretty hyped right now about the fact of how far I've gotten. In all honesty, Italy is not the country I thought I'd get top tier air in first, top of the hour, finish off the air tree. I did not expect to finish off this one first.
Forgot how small that big backpack they give you with these recruit tokens is ridiculous. I normally bring a kit, but I just dropped 2 kits on some dumb moves, so I had to downgrade myself to recruit token and upgrade, and at least save the good kits for when the guys get on later.
Fair enough.
I got some in reserve though, plenty. Actually gonna go through some past kits today too, and tomorrow, since we're gonna be getting it hard.
Yeah. Oh. Attack.
Interesting.
Tracking enemy.
Okay, yeah, none of the packs have entered sale yet at all.
Thought that had to be enemy for sure. There's just a random chest rig sitting on the ground. Nope, this one just hooked me up with a random chest rig. I was just complaining about my inventory space. Like, here you go. Thank you, Delta. You don't hate me after all.
Get shot.
Set me up on that one. Now I'm screwed.
Makes me feel better. I was assaulting a base in Arma with a buddy of mine, and I was driving a Jeep down. I was like, "Don't worry, we'll be there soon." And we passed by some enemy soldiers. We just keep driving by them. Don't even stop to fight. We're just ignoring them. We're like, "We'll go back there and get them later. It'll be fine." Anyways, I keep
Reforged
driving.
or the old Arma? Sorry.
Reforger.
Gotcha.
I'm on PlayStation. I can't
Reforger
play the
looks
old
pretty good.
Armas. It is fun. I like it.
So anyways, you're on patrol.
Yeah, I'm on patrol. I'm heading up to the next base. And funniest thing ever, if we finally get there, I was like, all right, you ready to attack this? I stopped the Jeep, look back, you ready to attack this? Oh god, you're dead. I see as my friend's head is slumped down and they are covered in blood. They were sniped as we were passing the enemy base. They got shot in the chest once and it killed them instantly.
That would be me off in the distance there.
I was just like, oh god, you died? And it was like, yeah. I was like, oh god. I was about to assault this position by myself. And they were the machine gunner. What's the worst part? Yeah, no, it was absolutely freaking hilarious. All that ended up happening.
Yeah, there's Arma Reforged has a lot of fun moments. Like, or I haven't played Reforged. It's kind of a game I've thought about checking out, but right now I'm kind of sticking with what I'm good at. Well, what I thought I was good at least. So far this morning, I'm bingo on the PvP though. I'll be the first to admit, though, I'm not the fastest in my squad. I just have good tactical control and we work together well, so I do. My main thing is being vicious with the sniper always, but that was how I always played the DMZ and everything else for that matter. Hey viewer, how you doing today? Pop in chat, say hi there. Glad to have you.
The elevator in Zero Dam is activated. You can extract from there now.
How's your day going? Doing some Delta solos in here. You can always catch some replays on YouTube where I stream live too. It has all those, as well as find me on Tic Toc for plenty of fun clips, including my pets and master robes and Missy having a good old time. A bunch of other stuff in there as well. I won't go into all the boring spiel right now. What do we got here? Rucksack, that's 10 slots, and we're currently at 12. Thanks, I'll pass. Yep, why not? I can always hit a different exit. Well, so this room's one computer. Wow. No wonder it has 20 accesses. Just rolling in the loot. Did I miss something? Alright. Well, let's try to catch this exit while we got time. Might just throw that key card away. That's ridiculous.
Come out and face the music.
Ooh, a dancing lady. I don't have really have space at this point. Cheap little backpacks they give you.
Bird ETA is 1 minute.
But Italy's also getting some sort of tank, I think, in Northumbria. I think there's a few tanks being added, but Italy's getting a lot of love for this next update.
They kind of been like the poor neglected stepchild for a while of the game, though, haven't they?
They have been. Italy and France have always been a bit
They
more
did a lot of
neglected.
war when it was going on. We don't really talk about. Everybody talks about Germany, but Italy, they were in the mix-it-up for sure. They were not just
30
hanging out at home
seconds out.
having cocktails, from what I understand.
No, Italy, I have tons of really interesting stories on like the Italian military at this time and everything. Italy had one of the scariest anti-tank weaponry around. They had 90 mil that was gyroscopically stabilized.
So
It could shoot
basically, it was
accurately up to like 5 kilometers.
the original version of the M1 Abram gun, where it's just you'd shoot on scoot and everything.
Yeah, it was like this thing could literally shoot accurately to up to 5 kilometers type of deal. Like it was insane.
Welcome back.
5 kilometers.
And when you're really fighting in the desert,
Made a little money on that.
Italy's actually super impressive. People just don't want to give them credit, I feel.
Yeah, they weren't the main name during the war, so to speak. Like Germany was.
Yeah,
like, the
it's
big brand
their
name.
tanks weren't great.
Terrible way to
I'll
put
give them
it,
credit.
but
Their
you know what I
tanks
mean.
weren't great. Their tanks weren't made for the combat that really happened with them.
They're under-designed.
Oh yeah, with the Italian tanks, due to them being in a mountainous area to get to any actual assault lands, they had to be able to go ahead and go through mountainous areas. They'd be
So they're
narrow in
light on the
design,
armor to
small.
compensate for that, too.
They're light on armor, yes.
Which made
So they
them.
couldn't be super big, heavy tanks.
No, that is a unique challenge to have to overcome.
Yeah, so that's why a lot of their tanks are super small and tiny and don't have very large guns on them. And people are like, oh, Italy just didn't know how to build a tank. No, they know how to build a tank. They built it according to their doctrine. Their doctrine said that they can't really do anything super fancy.
Yeah, they had to work with what they had.
Exactly. Yeah, and they didn't have a welding industry at all.
That's wild. They got us.
They had to use rivets. They had to use rivets and bolts. That's the only industry that they had around.
A little bit of duct tape in the mix, and you're all set.
Pretty much, which is why if you look at Italian tanks, you'll see that they are like bumpy all over the place. It's because that's all they could do was rivets and bolts.
That's wild.
And rivets and bolts are not very safe because if you get shot, if it doesn't penetrate the tank, then it can knock out a rivet possibly and make that act like a piece of
Armor's gone
shrapnel.
anyways. Or you hit a rivet and the armor plate drops off and you're sitting there naked.
Yeah, that can happen too. Rivets can be knocked out. But when they're knocked out, they generally go to the inside of the tank and then they act like shrapnel bouncing around a bit, hurting crew members.
Right. So you built your own claymore, basically.
Yeah, so you have a lot more dangerous
DIY
things going on
claymore,
with these
aka
tanks.
Italian tanks.
Yeah, so Italy had those issues going on, along with the fact that their gun types, you can't really... Attempting to produce a larger gun that could take out bigger tanks while still keeping on the small platform and chassis that they are tasked to do is extremely difficult.
Right.
It is super hard to try to change out your tank when it starts off with a 20 mil. You get up to a 47 mil, which is like, hey, 47 mil, this isn't terrible for most lightly armored vehicles. This is a decent tank for, if it was early in the war, it would have been a decent tank. Sadly, the 47 mils were used all the way up into, 1942? 43 even at times. It was not effective at that point. These 40 mils stopped being effective after 39, in all honesty. Around 40 or so is when actual heavier tank armor actually started to really appear.
So they're undergunned and
In
under
42, that's when the Allies landed. 47 mils are useless against the
Germans. One thing they did for
Germans.
themselves was compensate with good anti-tank equipment so they could send infantry up against tanks. But
Exactly.
That's like feeding. That's not pretty.
The best thing that Italy had going for it was that it knew how to build aircraft really well, actually. Yes, the CR-42 was served a late war in World War II as well. It was a biplane served in a late World War II. People don't tell you that that thing was one of the best biplanes ever made. Its armament was enough to take out other aircraft. It was maneuverable enough to be decent at what it needed to do. It had a decent enough speed. It wasn't a terrible aircraft.
Just a little too late, or late for its time. Early or late, I don't know.
Yeah, and then just as the war went on, Italy was making a lot more improvements on the aircraft than people realized. Because Italy actually knew how to make a radiator that wouldn't overheat easily. Germany was terrible with theirs. Theirs would overheat in the wintertime. Like, Germany's radiators were terribly known for overheating. Their engines would overheat, radiators won't be working properly. Italian stuff, they mastered that stuff because most of their attack areas are in the Mediterranean and in the desert areas. So they had to make good radiators. They knew if they didn't, then they were screwed. So their aircrafts were actually surprisingly good. Their bombers were not half bad. Italian air, that and another big issue, Italy didn't have a ton of actual major supplying for work. Ansaldo was a gun company that made a majority of their guns for tanks and naval. And the other big issue, Fiat. We've all heard of that company, right? They make cars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they also were the primary producers of all the tanks and all the aircraft engines. So Fiat was a company that was tasked with making two different types of vehicles. So they were kind of being overworked on all their factories. They had to make they had to make bombers, strike aircraft, fighters, and tanks of all types.
Yeah, they had some
And
unique
so
problems in the war with where they were at in the world.
yeah, they had a lot of really unique problems. Not just that, but weirdly enough, Italy is not very well equipped, agriculturally speaking, for grains to make things like
They ran
pasta.
across import-export issues right off the break, too.
Yeah, they needed a lot. You'd have to import a lot of those grains if you want to make things like pasta, which was a standard food item at that time. Mussolini tried to convince the country to switch over to rice, which is something that Italy's actual region and agricultural area would have been easily able to support because of how they're actually done, where it's located geographically and how its climate is. They could easily support rice. Well, another country wanted to use rice. No matter how much Mussolini actually tried to push onto the country, everyone refused. So it made it to where rationing was a lot harder as well. So just a lot of major things that happening with Italy throughout time of them trying to get everything going. And they didn't have a lot of fuel either. That was another big issue. They had a severe lack of fuel. So they couldn't send out a lot of their boats.
Right.
So they kept asking Germany, hey, can we have some fuel? Or hey, can we get fuel? We need fuel imported because we do not have any. They kept being rejected. They kept being told no, but then Germany would also tell them to deploy their boats and stuff and stop keeping them in harbor all the time. They can't deploy the boats if they don't have the fuel for the boats.
Yeah, that is a problem. And that's a serious logistical issue. I'm going to take a quick break before I launch this one. I will be right back, and then we'll do another Delta
Alrighty.
solo. Be right back. Thanks for watching the Viper stream. And we're back live, going for another Delta solo here. We'll get one more of these in, and then I'm going to See what the squad's up to.
Fair enough. Yeah, sorry for the engineer rant. That's not bad.
Oh, you're good. I actually like learning stuff like that, and it's something to talk about.
I'll say I was like, if you want to stop, you could tell me to stop. I was like, I don't know.
No, it's something to talk about. I don't have a lot of good questions is the problem, so I try to fire away with one or two here and there, but it's a subject
Fair enough.
Your knowledge on the old tanks and stuff like that is awesome.
Another cool thing, Italy was one of the first countries to utilize diesel for their engines on tanks. Yeah, multiple countries are still using gas for a lot of their stuff. Italy was the first country to actually start switching to diesel for their tank stuff. America had a really big issue with gas-powered tanks. Because gas, as you know, a lot more flammable.
More difficult to
Leave the
transport,
technical
a lot more
problems to me.
dangerous. One incendiary round in a gas tank, and you have trouble.
Exactly. M3 Elise, they were actually nicknamed
Diesel, you don't lose
Zippos,
the
if I
whole
remember
boat,
correctly.
guess. You'd make a mess of the ocean, but you wouldn't lose the boat.
Yeah.
Necessary.
But
depends on how many holes you got.
fun fact, a lot of boats actually were powered off of oil. They used oil burner engines for a decent amount of boats. Some would be oil burner, and then there are a few others that were diesel. But here's the interesting one. The German boat, I think the Tirpitz, actually, is a real interesting one. It had a diesel refinery. So it would load up crude oil, because that's cheap.
Mr. Beefy, how you doing? Kendall.
Yeah. They load up crude oil because it's cheap, and then they refine it on the boat, and then they'd put in the
They
diesel.
actually refined it on the boat?
Yeah, they refined it on the boat. Is what happened. There was a refinery situation in the Tirpitz, on the German Tirpitz. What happened with it, though, is on the Cape of Africa, the British cruiser ended up hitting that refinery station, which turned their, I'd say, 3 weeks worth of fuel into 2 hours. Because we would refine it as it goes.
That's actually pretty slick.
Because crude oil, cheap. Diesel, expensive, because you have to go ahead and you have to buy it after it's been refined. You buy crude oil before it's been refined, have the refinery on the boat. You just solved a decent amount of what the labor would have been to get the diesel.
Out on loot. There's a rumor in this game if you take apples, you get red items later, so we'll test it out again today. I've had it work and I've had it not work. I guess it probably depends on how much looting you do, I imagine, but...
Or it could just be high amounts of superstition.
Yeah, true. I wouldn't put that as a...
If you do something enough, it's bound to happen at least twice. It's like the Shakespeare... I don't know what's it called. Put enough monkeys in a room with a typewriter, eventually they'll write Shakespeare. Enough time, frickin' was it? It's patterns are bound to show eventually.
Take a peek and see if anybody's around. Just bots today.
Embrace the fire!
Alright, it's stuck then, couldn't I? Worth a try.
Let's get them!
First try. Oh, there. Got a key slot open. Heck yeah. A new one in there later. This is actually a good room, too. The computer would give you pretty good odds of getting something good. That's something, but it's big for the value.
Oh, shucks. I knew I should have done it.
Box on the bottom is your safe box. Always handy to put stuff in there because that guarantees you get it back out. Denies other operators.
Decoding the signal.
Surrender or die! I'm right here! You idiot!
My sister's birthday was recently, and I got her this picture frame.
So bad.
Oh,
I
sorry.
normally play Luna. Oh, you're good. Your sister's birthday. I was just commenting on my lack of skill here.
No, go ahead. It's fine. I get it. Yeah, no, my sister's birthday was recently, and I got her a picture frame for her puzzle because she did one, and she really wanted to frame it for a while, and I was getting sick and tired of accidentally knocking into it, trying to fix it without her noticing. And
She had to fix the puzzle all the time.
Yeah, because it's like the last two rows were hanging off the edge of the table. Because the table wasn't big enough. Because it was on a tiny like desk table at the time being, but it's just like it just wasn't big enough for it. It caused some
High
issues.
risk, high rewards.
But I got her this frame, and it's like a 19 by 27.
First come, first served.
19 by 20.
By 27. It's like the most awkward frame size. It's like I kind of get it, but at the same time, what the
That's
heck?
actually like you gotta go to Hobby Lobby and order that custom, huh?
Yeah, like I would have had to go online, get a custom ordered one, and just like get that sent in. Like this is because you can get standard picture frames for that rough sizing, but you can't get puzzle picture frames. So I had to get puzzle based one, so it actually fits in there, it doesn't break anything. It's just like this is so dumb. Like $50 later, I was like, finally done.
Yeah, frames are
Dear
never
God.
cheap. They're always ridiculous, especially if it's something, anything, you say custom on a frame, you better go get your wallet.
Yeah.
Come out and face the music.
But now it's hung up right now, and it looks really nice.
Where else we had? We got a little time left. Let's see, 23 minutes.
High risk, high
Money over
rewards.
that way. Let's go check it out, and we'll bump into some friends, get some new gear. I can't help but shoot and reload immediately afterwards.
I'm in the same boat, don't worry.
It's a bad habit sometimes, though. It's got me burnt once or twice.
Oh, and Arma, it's terrible, because if you're running it and you try reloading it, you'll
Well,
drop
then
your
on
mag.
Yeah, you drop your mag, and or if you retain your mag, you have short mags that you're loading all the time, and you're like, oh, I only got 2 rounds
Yeah.
left in this one. This game, it restacks your mags for you the whole time, so you don't have to worry about all that business.
In Arma, it's like, why is my entire bag full of 8 different mag, like they're the same mag? I look like I shot like 2 rounds of this one. Why'd I reload?
Yeah, a bunch of mags are just a little short. Yeah, I've had that. And then for a while there, they took out the repacking option, which was one saving grace I had when that happened. Sounds bad. So far, the Apple theory is not doing so hot today. 0 red items. Yeah, that's a friendly. He's gonna leave me some bird nest. This guy not. Oh, he's not so friendly today. Ooh, he's hostile this season. Jeez. I just could have shot him, but yeah, I guess you don't. Ratty's not friendly this season. Last season, you used to be able to hang out with the guy. Take it, jerk. Last season you'd hang out with him, he'd take you to the nest. This season he shot at me. I didn't expect that. Yeah, the medical's not as bad in this one as Arma either. It's you take injuries, you got to repair, and then you do health restoration, and then there's pain meds to keep you from making a ruckus when you're hurt. But other than that, yeah, well, it depended on who you're with. It was crazy how in depth the medical get in Arma. I was with a company called Hades Company. I'm still an inactive member, but I just haven't been able to get back to it because it's Friday and football and everything else, kids sports. I'm just like, I gotta take a break from it. Guys. That was a fun group though. It was a Halo-based modded one.
I've
Take a peek
in
and see
Arma.
what
My favorite story I think I have so far with medical wise was a few buddies of mine and I. We just had to take out an area. We fully assaulted it. We managed to take out the enemies. One of the guys was knocked out though. I went out to try to help him. He lost so much freaking blood, it was insane.
I am not having good luck with Rocketeers this round.
Yeah, he lost too much, way too much blood. It was bad.
Made a mess of him, huh?
Well, he was passed out for 15 minutes as I just kept injecting morphine into him because no medics were showing up with saline or anything to get his blood back.
That's just saying I'm dope.
So I just kept replacing it with morphine.
That'll kill him too.
Thankfully, it didn't. I was just like, well, you keep passing out, you can't stay awake. We've stopped the bleeding after 12 bandages. 4 tourniquets, 12 bandages. Like every arm was tourniqueted. Every single thing had a bandage on it.
Little duct tape here.
It was bad. And we just kept injecting with morphine because there was nothing else we could do to keep him alive.
Dope him up and pray for the best.
All we knew that we had to keep him awake enough that he didn't die, so we just injected with morphine periodically. We ran. Everyone, yeah, everyone in the base though ran out of morphine, so we just wounded the guys we just killed for their morphine, just to keep injecting them with morphine.
Really, at this point, you're just trying to make the guy comfortable.
Pretty much. Eventually, he woke up. We got a medical tent.
Ooh,
We
quiet.
grabbed saline. We gave him saline. He recovered.
Comms. That movement's a little suspicious. See, what you're listening for there is the rhythms that have normal bots have a normal rhythm.
Tracking enemy.
Okay, I get nothing. Carry on.
Uh,
That is one thing
sorry.
about Hat Claw. She has a scan that tells you if players are nearby, and it kind of makes it easy mode. No, you're good. You don't have to apologize. I just let you know when it gets weird. It was a bot moving in a irregular rhythm.
And it was just, like I said, we managed to get a freaking medical tent up. and that was a savior for him. Medical tent went up, and we managed to. Like I said, I don't know how he managed to survive it all, but we managed to get him back
I'm not
alive.
sure that much openness this thing.
I'm surprised he didn't die from that either. Yeah, we were like, can
Maybe
you
they don't
overdose
have
from
it
those
scripted.
stuff
Yeah,
from
you
rejecting
can
it?
definitely.
I don't think they have it
accidentally
scripted in
did that.
Arma
I was gonna
Reforger
say,
yet that you can overdose.
They might have that
Because
scripted
currently
there.
all it does is speed up your healing process, and so we just kept injecting him with it because every single limb he had was severe injured. So it just kept injecting his limbs with it
Probably should make an exit plan.
and his body, and it's just like he needs to wake up. We can't just have him lay here. We managed to build the entire base into two supply. Guys managed to do 2 supply runs while I was still tending to his wounds.
That guy had the worst round ever of Arma too. He's just sitting there doing nothing for like 2 hours straight while you keep him alive. Like, just let me die so I can respawn. I don't know if it's like old Arma where you can't talk.
Attention, operator.
No, you can mutter. You just can't use radio. But your talking is very muffled when you're knocked out. To where it's like it's almost. You almost cannot hear it. But yeah, it was hilarious. Just absolutely hilarious. And from that point on, anyone I ever play with, we always carry at least one of us has a bag of saline.
New protocol as a result of that, huh?
Yes. After the result of the 15-minute knockout, yes, saline has now been a requirement for all troops. We all have to carry at least one thing of saline with us.
That's funny. That's a creeper. I think this guy's in a secured room that I can't get to. I'll be finishing this mission today. Oh, okay, it's a bomb mission. Jeez, I've been doing it all wrong. How much time do I have left in this match? I thought this was assassination type. Here they come.
Surrender or
Decoding enemy signals.
Thought this would spawn some more bots. There they come. Okay. That was sad. Let's see if this gets me anything worthwhile.
Excellent, operator. You've completed the mission.
Credit for mission. Hey, I'll take that. That's enough to slide out the cheap exit.
Hell, a win's a win, right?
Yeah, I got some payday out of that. Pulled about 2 mil right now this morning, roughly. Dropped maybe
Bird is on its way to
half a
pick
million
you up
gear,
at the
a
extraction
little more than
point.
that. I'm waiting until tomorrow to see what my profit for the week is. So I've been not collecting all week long and watching my money dwindle as I play, and I'm going to collect on Sunday and see how well I did for the week. That'll be a new segment for the Sunday stream.
10 seconds left. Be ready to go.
Sunday Fun Day, 6 to 10 o'clock. Thank you for watching the replay on YouTube, for catching it live. Appreciate you being in the chat there, saying hi. You can also catch me on TikTok with plenty of
The eggs in
clips,
the basket.
as well as live here on Twitch. Probably launch a kick down the road here, but we'll talk more about that. I already got the name reserved, so it's always the same name across all those platforms. If you're watching on YouTube, watching the replay, I see you guys popping in there. Appreciate it. Comment. You can let me know what you think and what we can improve on. And as always, the Viper stream is about building more rec dive content down the road here. I'm a master scuba diver, want to work on my tech credentials, and being a part of my community helps me do that. So I appreciate you guys showing up and being a part of the community that's growing quite quickly. It's been cool to watch. Looks like I get to auction some things, so a few more minutes here while we work through that. Probably take a brief break and get some more Delta solos, unless one of my operators happens to wake up. It seems like they're sleeping in pretty good. What time are we at? 11:25. Actually, I got to cut out for a bit, but I will be back a little later with my operators when they get on there too. So I'm going to sort this inventory offline instead of boring you with that. I did my exit spiel, so thank you for watching. We'll cut it here. I'll be back in an hour and a half, maybe 2, depending on what time we get fired back up here. Thanks for watching the Viper stream. YouTube preview watchers, I appreciate the subscriptions there too. Watching that number grow has been great. TikTok, you guys are awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the dog videos and everything else we throw up there. More dive content to come. Unfortunately, I did find my Belize content is only photos. The original video I couldn't find, so I'll be posting some photo clips of Belize, and hopefully we'll have some live saltwater